Hello, I'm Kabalamat and welcome to episode 14 of Let's Play Rule the Waves 2 as Japan. As always, if you like my content, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. At the end of the last go, we started at war with France, and the war, we've not actually fought anything in the war, but we seem to have a bit of a financial problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is these two old battleships I'm going to put in mothballs, and that will save us a bit of money. And I'm also going to bump down the research a little bit. So let's bump that down to say 5%. That's also saving us a bit of money. Some of these ships under construction, we're going to halt a few more of these. And that saves us even more money. And we need to build submarines. So let's build these 4 coastal submarines. Resume. And we now got a budget surplus, which is good. How are we doing for air groups? These are all about to get done, so that will take a couple of moves to get through. We can't actually use those aircraft carriers yet. Now, looking on the map, France has got in this area a load of battleships and 1 CVL. In this area they've got nothing, so we're going to move our fleet to Southeast Asia, and then we're going to invade this colony here, which is Kwangchu Wan. So let's do the movement. So we're moving a load of ships to Southeast Asia. We need to put some ships on trade protection. Trade protection, is that enough? Yes, it's more than enough. We're going to put our submarines on submarine, unrestricted warfare, and we're building some more submarines here. Later on, we're going to start. In fact, we might as well build this one now. Resume construction of that one now. So our submarines are going to start making a nuisance of themselves against the French, and we're also going to put some ships into raiders. So we put 4 ships on raiding. These are going to the Mediterranean and Northern Europe, which should harm them. And let's play our move. Enemy coastal raid. Yes, we definitely want to accept that because we're ahead of them, or we should be. And we've got a cruiser and some destroyers. So it's probably not going to be a particularly big battle. That's fine. Now, where are they? They don't have any reports. Let's have a look at this. We'll detach this destroyer and move it in a different direction. Let's have a look at the weather. Dawn will be in 9 hours. I hate night battles. Okay, he might be going to attack here, so let's move these down there. And we'll move this one along here. And we don't seem to be catching the enemy, do we? Now we must be quite close to them. I don't know where they are though. Because the system's speeded down from very fast to fast. I don't know where the enemy are. I'm worrying that they might be around here somewhere. Ah, it's a land target. So the land target is here, so that means we know where they are now. And where are they? Yeah, we've found them. That's excellent. So we're going to put our destroyers on flotilla attack, so they might torpedo them. The cruiser is going to go straight at them, and we don't know what they've got. This destroyer can investigate as well. That seems to be. Where have they gone? Seems to run away. Okay. Doesn't appear to be there anymore. I think the enemy's just run away. Oh no! Got him. Okay. Now we've got this other destroyer which seems to be playing silly bugs. I don't know what's happening about that. That's not under our control, so there's nothing we can do about that. So let's move this destroyer in fairly close, and let's see how well armed this cruiser is. It's got lots of 16-inch guns, it's got an improved director, it's also got lots of 4-inch guns as well, and torpedo tubes, so that's a good ship. He's got a destroyer and a cruiser. Let's move these for a torpedo attack. Enemy ship hit by torpedo. Let's hope that our cruiser isn't hit by a torpedo, because we don't want that to happen. He's been hit again, so his cruiser's basically had it. So we need to attack his destroyers now. That cruiser's not long for the world. We've been hit by quite a lot, and it's slowed us down a fair bit as well. And our cruiser's blown up. Well, we can attack his cruiser anyway. I don't want his cruiser to get away. What I want and what happens are not the same thing, are they? No, I think his... Oh no. No, I think his cruiser's got away, so these are just going to return to port now. To cow. To cow. Is that everything? There's this Fubuki, I don't know where that's gone to. Oh, Fubuki's still playing silly buggers. Yeah, I can't control Fubuki. Yes. And that's everything. And so that's the end of the battle. They lost a destroyer, we lost a cruiser, so that's not a very good trade for us, unfortunately. Let's have a look what happened to my cruiser. Yeah, magazine hit. So 6-inch shell hit my magazine. And the magazine it had 2-inch belt armour. Maybe use 3-inch armour on that, but realistically, a gun caliber 6 inches, that's going to penetrate about 6.5 inches of armour. So even if it had 3-inch belt armour, it's not going to help particularly. There's not really a great deal you can do about that. Since light cruisers can only have 3-inch belt armour anyway, that's our battleship working up. Our destroyers commissioned, lightweight materials, super heavy shells, and we've sunk 10 of their merchant ships, so that's a win for us. And looks like we've now got some torpedo bomber squadrons, etc. On our... Yes, if we look at these ships now, they're not fully equipped, but our aircraft carriers are very close to being fully equipped, and our airbase on Takao is now fully equipped as well, so that's good. So let's look at the strategic situation. Here The French don't have anything, and we still have some aircraft carriers. So let's move our aircraft carriers down to Southeast Asia, and we can also invade this colony here. So we're invading this, and we're going to move some aircraft carriers down. I'm not going to move the older Seamer or the Ryoju 2, but I'll move the others. And I'll move the Tanzan Maru as well. And I'll also put a few of these old destroyers in as well. Because it's always a good idea to have lots of destroyers in a battle. And let's look at the area overview. Our capacity is 340 and we've got 350 and we've got 240 in the area, so that should be fine. Base overview, do we want to do anything to bases in Southeast Asia? Can we increase this airbase a bit? Yes, we can. Okay, that's everything for this move. And we're in big deficit now because we're invading somewhere. We're building some ships. These will finish soon as well. Extra submarines will also finish fairly soon, and that'll help us financially. Oh, we've got a carrier battle. Now, we have 8 battleships, 2 battle cruisers, and a load of CVs. They have hardly anything, so that's an accept. They decline battle. How very wise of them. Delayed due to unfavourable weather. We're winning the submarine war. And so next play, the next go. Coastal raid, accept. They can't challenge our forces. Delayed again due to unfavourable weather. This is something I really don't like about this game. It's if you invade something, it'll delay it for months and months and months. But if you're at war, the enemy invades one of yours, they can invade multiple provinces in one go, whereas you can only do one invasion at a time, and it usually doesn't trigger. Anyway, I mean, if you look historically, in December 1941, when Japan entered the Second World War, they conquered all of Southeast Asia within about 3 or 4 months, and in this game it will probably take about 2 or 3 years. So it's very ahistorical in some respects. Not to complain. I mean, in other respects, it's a very good and a very historical game in terms of ship design. It has its flaws. We need this technology because we always need technology. Super heavy shells, magnetic pistols. We shouldn't get upset about spying. And our invasion is delayed again. We're still winning the submarine war. USA adds 190 victory points. So we're ahead on victory points. Enemy coastal raid, okay. And we've got a battleship. That's good. Let's see what the time is. It's daylight, but it'll be dusk soon, so let's accelerate that as much as we can. Accelerate that. And these destroyers can be... We'll put some in that direction and some in the other direction so that they can cover more distance. And we'll zoom out. Let's see if we can find something. Unknown ship sighted. Well, we know where the enemy are now. Now he's probably going to be a force roughly equal to ours. He seems to have multiple ships. He's got a CL. Okay. Well, these destroyers, they're going to go around that side, and these destroyers we're going to put into line ahead, and they can go about here somewhere. This cruiser, he's really starting to get hit. He probably needs to be pulled back fairly soon. Ah, that's their battle cruiser there. Okay, now we've identified their battle cruiser, we can move this back. And how's our battleship getting on? Has he hit anything yet? No, he hasn't. This is the Potowas, which has 15-inch guns, advanced director, 12 6-inch guns each side and some 4-inch guns, so it's quite a decent ship. Do we know what their battle cruiser is? No, we don't. Seems to be getting quite close to me, doesn't he? Which I don't like. Right, let's move our battleship this way. Fuck off. His battle cruiser is now moving towards us. Let's see what it is. It's a Dunkirk, which is 6 13-inch guns, and if we compare that to our 6 15-inch guns, we're clearly ahead. So we've got a better ship, so we should be quite hopeful about this battle. So I don't really want to get too close because I'm a bit worried about torpedoes. It's like we've launched a load of torpedoes, but they're not really doing anything. And our destroyers are gonna mingle in with their destroyers, as is our light cruiser. And let's see what's happening with the battleships. We've been hit twice, we've hit him twice. And how badly damaged is he? Doesn't say. Okay. We've been hit by a torpedo. I think it might well be that our battleship is and he is being very foolish here because he's just put himself in the path of all my destroyers, and I'm going to put this onto flotilla attack. Can I do a no, fire torpedoes? Hit twice, three times. So he's been hit at least 3 times. These destroyers have a few torpedoes left. Let's see what they can do. Been hit 4 times now, 5. These have still got lots of torpedoes left as well. Right, let's have a look what my cruiser's doing. He's out of communication. Our battleship is flooding, but I'm close to port, so I'm not enormously fussed about that. I can probably move my battleship a bit closer to him. And it looks like I'm just going to make another torpedo run here. How is he for damage? Okay, so his front gun has been destroyed. So if I park my battleship around about here somewhere, he won't be able to fire at me. And let's get the speed right down to about 5. And his battleship sunk, so that means my battleship needs to go to port right now. And I'll put these under control for the battleship. I've also got to put this one under control for battleship. And I'm a bit worried about his ship, which I think might be a destroyer or something. So don't think his light cruiser is going to cause me much harm. But having said that, there's no advantages in taking unnecessary risks. Where are we? We're going to import fairly soon. And that's the end of the battle. So our battleship was somewhat destroyed, and we lost a land target which was destroyed. None of our ships were sunk. They lost a battleship, a light cruiser, and a destroyer. But they also had some ships left. So that's a victory for us. New docks completed, 3 destroyers commissioned. Now, negotiated peace with us gaining disputed border areas and some of their colonies. Now, I'm a bit worried about agreeing to a peace and then it not being a very good peace because we're letting them off cheaply. So we should either press for hard terms or we should crush them completely. And I think I'm going to go for the crush them completely option. 5-inch dual purpose mounts, that's good because then you can use the 5-inch mounts on a battleship, and that will be useful as both against surface ships and against aircraft. At the moment I'm having 6-inch guns against surface ships and 4-inch guns against aircraft, so that will save a bit of weight on future battleships. And invasion is delayed again, what a surprise. And our submarine has torpedoed and damaged a French battleship, good. And the submarine war, we're winning that still, and we've also, our raiders are now sinking some stuff as well, so that's very good. We're down on money. There's not a lot great really that we can do about that. We've just got to suck it up really. Maybe I could put some of my old destroyers into, actually what I'm going to do is I've got these old destroyers that I'm not doing anything with, and some of these I think I'm just going to scrap them. Scrap. Yes. That saves us a little bit of money. I might even scrap these destroyers because these are all short range. I don't like short range destroyers. I'm going to scrap these ones as well. Yes. So that saved a bit more money. Not a great deal, but every little helps. So a load of submarines are going to be built fairly soon. Carrier battle. I bet the French will run away again. They're going to decline the battle. Oh no, they're actually going to fight. Attack enemy ships in general. I'm actually quite surprised that the French are fighting this, and I'm wondering what's up. Anyway, let's have a look at our forces. We've got a scout force, which is here, and a battle force, which contains the aircraft carrier Kaga here. So, where are the enemy? Let's look at our search pattern. That suggests the enemy are going to be up here somewhere, so let's just just make that a bit bigger. Okay, and we'll do the same for the scout force. Let's look at the search pattern. I think for the search pattern for this one, just want to make it very big and we'll reduce the distance a fair bit. We'll make this one quite much more short range. Okay, that's good. And so the enemy are going to be round about here somewhere, we think. This can go at full speed, and this can also go at full speed. Let's see what's happening here. Reports of the enemy doing. Oh well, Still no reports of the enemy. I don't think they're there. If the enemy are there, they're yes, 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 yes. So we're launching a load of float planes, and we can see, and no reports. Okay, and we've found something. Excellent. What have we found? We found something. That seems to be their force. They don't seem to be very big, whatever they are. And we've got 4 battleships, which we'll just send right in. And our other ships, these ones here, I'm going to spread these out a bit, because these ships are going to check that there aren't any more enemy forces in this area, because I suspect they've probably got some more ships somewhere. I don't know where they are. What's this thing? That's the key. That's a crappy old ship. Right. And he seems to have lots of ships. And it's a CVL. Right, because it's a CVL, I'm going to launch an airstrike on it. Torpedo bomber. Can we give it a fighter? We'll coordinate the strikes and we'll put them about there somewhere. Launch strike. Excellent, so that will launch an airstrike against him. But I'm not anticipating a great deal of problems, since I've got 4 battleships and he's got 2 escort carriers and a light cruiser. There's only one way this battle's going to end. Let's have a look to see what the Nagato's doing with Qingtao. Qingtao has fired 42 rounds and hasn't hit anything yet. What am I firing at? Firing at these 2 CVLs, that's probably our best bet. Okay. I'm really worried about his destroyers though. Yes to adjust. And they seem to be moving that way, so let's put them here. And let's have a look to see where my other ships are. These are still, they're all some way away. And look, we found another of his ships there. That's just a TR. That's just a merchant ship. So we don't really care about that. And if he wants to move his ships to go towards my main fleet, I'm not going to complain. Now, these destroyers, this destroyer wants to get in behind him. This destroyer wants to attack his destroyers, and these 2 cruisers can carry on as they're going. And our destroyer's sinking, which is good. His carriers, light damage 5 knots, medium damage 10 knots, so those carriers look like they're quite badly damaged. And what I'm going to do now is this destroyer will go here, this destroyer will go here. My cruisers are going to make a pass at his CVs, and my battleships will move in close to his CVs. And also they'll be able to make secondary fire against his destroyers. and that's my aircraft coming in. I think that's curtains for his fleet. That's my CVs coming in with their destroyer escorts. I'm going to smash his cruiser here. How fast is that cruiser? That's doing 20 knots. That's the buggered class. And I think I'll go for that cruiser there. Now, looking at these destroyers, I think that all these ships here, let's look at my battle cruisers, they can go here at full speed, because I want these battle cruisers, they're spreading out and they're going to go down here to attack his destroyers. And the Kaga can go up this way, because I want to use my Kaga's destroyer escort to attack his destroyers. I want to get that CL. And as usual, my aircraft carrier has a mind of its own. It doesn't go where it's ordered to, which is annoying. And that cruiser seems to be dead. Let's put these up here. These will intercept his cruiser. I'll just directly command his destroyer escort. Go up here. And it looks like his ships are all on the way out. So it looks like all his ships will soon be sunk. Let's see if he has anything else. He's got something down there. Let's remove these reports. And so he's got two ships there. Let's move the Kaga out of danger. France has no ships left at sea. The scenario is over. And so I have sunk 2 light aircraft carriers, 1 light cruiser, 4 destroyers and a merchant ship, and all I lost was a destroyer. Well, that was a fairly predictable battle given the extent of my superiority. Leave scenario. Commission 7 submarines. We should not let them off lightly. Continued operations will secure our total victory. Food is becoming scarce in France. Good. And we're winning the submarine war. And our deficit is now down a bit. So that's good. These ships here can go back to Northeast Asia, because they're a bit damaged. And do we have any other ships damaged? Yes, we have these ones. New ship to Northeast Asia. Let's have a look at the big map to see where the French ships are. So our ships are mostly in Southeast Asia. He's hardly got anything in Southeast Asia. Most of his ships are in Northern Europe and they seem to be staying there. And he's got 1 battle cruiser in Southern Africa and 1 battleship in West Africa, so we're not really that fussed about that. Convoy defence, accept. They decline battle. 6 more submarines, and we've now invaded Kwangchu Wan. We're still winning the submarine war, and we've now got a better balance, which is very good. Is there anything else we can invade? I'm not sure that there is, because can we invade this one? Yes, we can. So we're going to invade Tonkin now. We've got a monthly balance of 743. Can we build anything? Not really. I could build some submarines, but I want to get our funds up. So let's look at the map again. We're invading Tonkin, and we'll see if we can get that one as well. Enemy coastal raid, accept. I'm surprised they've got any ships. Anyway, if they want to invade our coast, they will invade our coast, won't they? We've got quite a lot of reconnaissance aircraft, so we should be able to. And this is where they are. 1 light cruiser and 1 destroyer. And we've got 1 light cruiser, the Megami, which has got 6 6-inch guns and a load of 4-inch guns. It's got an improved director, so it's quite a good ship, and we will attack them. I'm not happy about that. We've been hit 11 times. We've only hit him once. Well, I'm not happy about that at all. I think I might return to base, actually. Yeah, I think I'm just going to return to base. So my ships are all returning to base. They've loosed off a load of torpedoes, and they've hit his light cruiser. Well, that's excellent. I think that's full speed ahead. And they've got some torpedoes left, so they might as well move towards the enemy, and we're going to put them on flotilla attack. And I'm going to... how's my light cruiser doing? He's not very fast, but he can always attack their light cruiser. Yeah, it's a bigger ship than ours. It's a better ship. But he has been hit by torpedoes, so we might be able to sink the thing. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm worried about the possibility of us losing a cruiser. I want to protect my cruiser more than I want to sink his cruiser. And that's the end of that scenario, so let's see what the result was. We didn't sink their cruiser, but we lost 2 destroyers. I think I was wise to withdraw from that battle because I didn't want to get my cruiser sunk. And we don't have to take risks against the French. Italy, we shouldn't get upset about a little spying. Submarine has sunk a French KE and another KE, and we're still ahead on the submarine war by quite a bit. And the US ship McDonald, which is a destroyer, has been sunk, so doesn't really make any difference one way or the other. We're still trying to invade Tonkin, so let's see the next move. Battle in support of land combat. Well, he's got some big ships here. Let's see what happens. So we've got 2 battle cruisers and an aircraft carrier. First thing we need to do is have our, let's have our search pattern, and let's, anything's more than that far away we don't really care about. Okay. And Mogami can move in. Our battleship can move in as well. And we've sighted something. What ships do we have here? The Akoma and the Satsuma. These are both old ships, unfortunately. 8 12-inch guns and 8 12-inch guns. So they're both fairly old ships. We do have a CV. What I'm going to do is these destroyers that are protecting the CV, they are going to move up all the way to here. And I'm just going to leave it protected by this light cruiser, which, what's that? Oh, it's 2 light cruisers. Well, that should be good enough. It's got 2 light cruisers for protection. And I'm also going to launch an airstrike. So, torpedo bombers with a fighter escort, and we're going to go there, launch strike. He seems to have quite a lot of stuff. Are they fairly small ships? One of them's transport. Right, so we've sunk his transport, and let's see what these ships he's got are. They all look like they're fairly little ships, so that's good. There's a KE and some destroyers. Let's just move our ships in. And we need to move our battleships in for his land target. We've got 2 light cruisers, which I'm not the least bit fussed about. These destroyers can move in here, and these destroyers can actually they can keep what they're doing. Really. This cruiser can, oh, this cruiser's trying to slow down. I don't like that. It seems to be. Yeah, it's been hit by quite a lot of stuff. Our cruisers seem to be quite weak. I like cruisers. How are these getting on? They've not been hit by anything, but I'm a bit worried about being torpedoed, so let's run away. The Galilee class has been hit by 2 torpedoes. light cruisers been hit? We've hit the bombardment target, so everything can now leave, set for force. So, do we want to end the scenario? Yes, we do. So they lost 2 light cruisers, 2 KEs, 3 auxiliary ships under the land target, and none of our ships were lost. So that's a win for us. And leave scenario. So that's some more victory points for us. So that's another victory. We've put 10 torpedoes into enemy ships. Excellent. Specialised landing craft. Fighter is a private venture. So let's compare that to our existing fighter. It's faster. The range is about the same, and it's as manoeuvrable, and it's a bit tougher, so it's a bit of a better ship, so we're going to go for it. Monthly balance is still positive, so that's good. We're invading Tonkin. Carrier battle, and he seems to have some more ships there. He's got 2 battleships, 3 battle cruisers, 1 CVL. Accept. They decline battle. We need that technology. Fighting continues. Large liner is sunk. We're still winning the submarine war. We've sunk 19 ships this turn, whereas they've only sunk 5. And what's that? French rail? There's nothing there. And that's the end of the turn. So I think I'm going to stop here. The situation is we've invaded Kwang Chu Wan, and we're about to invade Tonkin, so I think we're going to win both of those. We seem to be well ahead on the submarine war, having sunk lots of their merchant ships, so it's quite possible that the French will capitulate soon. So that's the end of this episode. Bye for now, and I'll see you on the next episode.